Did you know there are certain Fortnite skins that specifically cannot wear any cape back blings? The two skins I noticed are Captain Phasma and Fletcher Kane, and this is because these skins already come with a cape on them. However, interestingly, Fletcher Kane specifically has a style to take off his cloak, and if you do that, then any cape back bling works completely normally. Welcome to Useless Fortnite Facts, a video inspired by P. Jiggle's Useless Smash Facts series, but this time with the other giant gaming crossover. Now, a lot of facts in this video will be tied to specific seasons, and they will be in no particular order. And if you somehow don't know what a useless fact is, it pretty much means we're going over facts that have no connection to the story or any gameplay impact, but they're just neat little details. And if you're somehow still confused, then just keep watching, the video will make sense in a bit. Alright, let's get to some facts. Let's start this video off by talking about everyone's favorite 1 month long crossover, the Simpsons season. For a season about the Simpsons, what collaborations do you expect to have? Well, obviously the Simpsons, but surprisingly 2 other IPs were added to Fortnite during this mini-season. These other 2 IPs are Tyler the Creator and Formula 1. These are the only 2 collaborations added this season that have nothing to do with the Simpsons. While you could give an honorary mention to Stranger Things, which got a new wave this season, but since it's just another wave and not the first time Stranger Things has been in Fortnite, it doesn't count. Now let's stay in the Simpsons season for a bit longer for the next fact, which is the longest name for a Fortnite location. When you think of long-named Fortnite locations, you think of places like the Daily Bugle or the First Order base, but the longest name for a Fortnite location and the only 4-word location is the Springfield Nuclear Power Plant with a whopping 28 characters. The strangest thing is that if they wanted to, they could have cut this down, but they decided not to. It could have been the Nuclear Power Plant or just the Power Plant, but for some reason 4 words were needed. And on the topic of the longest name, you're probably now wondering, well, what's the shortest name for a location? And this is a lot more of a known one because it's Bird from Chapter 6 Season 1. The location is literally just called Bird. B-U-R-D, that's the entire name. The location was then moved to next season. Now, if you didn't already know, Fortnite has these things called mini-seasons, month-long seasons that usually focus around collabs. Now, if you look at the locker, these seasons are labeled as Chapter Blank, Mini-Season Blank. But there were 2 mini-seasons before the mini-season naming came around, and those are Fortnite OG and Fortnite Remix. So in the locker, these seasons would be labeled as Chapter Fortnite OG or Remix, Season Fortnite OG once again or Remix. This weird labeling lasted until our first proper mini-season where these labels were finally shortened to just say Fortnite OG or Fortnite Remix. But the weird labeling for these seasons doesn't stop, because if you go into the career tab, these seasons are labeled as Chapter 4 Season OG and Chapter 5 Season 5. Just pick a lane, Epic! And on the topic of OG, let's talk about the OG game mode. Did you know each season of OG, up to Season 4, has its own name, different from the original names of Chapter 1? Well, back in Chapter 1, these seasons were called First Steps, Fortnights, Meteor Strike, and Brace for Impact. But now in OG, these seasons are called the OG Returns, Go Full Tilt, Brace for Impact, and Brace for Impact. Yeah, that's right, OG Season 3 and Season 4 both share the name Brace for Impact. And most other OG seasons either use the OG name or just didn't have a name at all. Have you ever wondered which Fortnite gun has the most versions? Well, it's the drum gun, with a whopping 11 different drum guns. You have the drum gun from Chapter 1, Midas's drum gun, Jules' drum gun, Shadow Midas's drum gun, Midas's drum gun from Chapter 4, the modular drum gun, Midas's modular drum gun, Snoop Dogg's drum gun, Midas's glided eye drum gun, and the currently Reload exclusive Hitscan drum gun and Midas's drum gun. The Reload exclusive version is cool because it's actually just the Chapter 5 version of the drum gun and it's mythic, but now with Hitscan, which is technically enough to count it as a brand new drum gun. But each one of these 11 drum guns has their own difference in some way to count them as their own drum gun, meaning that there are 11 drum guns that all function differently from one another. Well, that is except for one pair of drum guns, because surprisingly Shadow Midas's drum gun is the exact same as Jules' drum gun, making it the only one out of these 11 drum guns to have identical stats to another drum gun. I am so tired of saying the word drum gun. Well, good news for me repeating words on occasion, we have another weapon with a concerning amount of versions. This is the Striker Burst Rifle. Not the Burst Rifle, specifically the Striker Burst. This gun has the Chapter 3 Striker Burst and Sloan Striker Burst, then the Modular Striker Burst and Emma Frost Striker Burst from Chapter 5, and then there's the Striker Burst from Lawless, which is the exact same as Emma Frost, but now with its hit scan. And then finally, there's the new Reload exclusive Striker Burst Rifle, which is now the Chapter 5 version, but different from Emma Frost because it now has a P2X optic. Oh, my throat cannot take any more repeating weapon names. We're done with this section for now. Alright, and now we have 2 more facts for this video, which seems like a good time to mention that if you're enjoying the video so far, then consider liking and subscribing. And if you really enjoy my content, then consider using code PURPLE with 2 R's in the Fortnite item shop to support the channel. Or anyone else's code if you hate me. I promise you, I'm not judging, I don't care. Anyway, back to the video. Meowscles. We all love him. He's a buff cat. What's not to love? Well, did you know he has an entire family tree? Meowscles has a sister, Meowscles, and a wife, Lynx. Meowscles and Lynx have 2 kids, Kit, which is pretty obvious, and there's also Cat, which is an adopted child. This does also make Meowscles their aunt. Phantom Meowscles is also Meowscles' brother, which also makes Phantom Meowscles, Kit, and Cat's uncle. And then there's Meowdis, which I have no clue their relation to the family tree, but they're apparently in a gay relationship with Neonja Fortnite, which I totally did not know about before this video, and did not have any clue about anything relating to Neonja and Meowdis. Totally not. But I 100% support them, you go queen. And now it's time for the final fact of this video. We have to go back to everyone's favorite season, Wrecked. And specifically, the Fallout collab, which happened this season. The Fallout collab specifically has a very neat detail in the Nuka-Cola item. Functionally, this item is exactly the same as Slurp Juice. However, it gives you 1 gold as a neat little Fallout reference that I never got tired of pointing out the entire season. Now, you may say this fact is actually useful because, well, I mean, you get 1 gold out of this fact, but no, this item hasn't been in the game for almost 2 years. So this knowledge cannot help you in any way right now. But if this item does come back, then sure, this is a useful Fortnite fact, whatever, sue me. And that is it for useless Fortnite facts. This is a pretty short video, but I just wanted to get a quick little video out. And this is a video I've been wanting to make for a while. And if this video does well, I'll make this a series, because trust me, there are a lot more funny Fortnite facts I would love to share. For example, on the signs in the roads of Chapter 7, they have 67 on them. I hate having this knowledge, but now you have it too!